So if you're looking to buy a car in 2026 and you have a budget of under 5 lakh rupees, then we have a list of 3 cars that you would like to check out. Now we have the Alto K10, we have the Renault Kwid, and we have the newly launched Tata Tiago. So hi guys and welcome to Drive Spark. This is a new series that we have started and we'll be evaluating cars out of the scale of 1 to 10. So stay tuned till the end of this video. So let's talk about the car number 1. So we have the Maruti Suzuki Alto, and if you talk about the pricing of the vehicle, it's priced between 4.25 lakh to 6.25 lakh ex-showroom, which is a really reasonable price. Now we have 4 different areas of judgment. We will judge it upon the mileage, we'll judge it upon the engine, the features, and the safety rating. So let's quickly start off with the engine part of it. So it gets a 1-liter naturally aspirated engine. It produces about 47 bhp of power and 69 Nm of peak torque. Well, it's a light car, and if you made it to a 5-speed transmission, then it is definitely a peppy car, and we would like to give it an 8 out of 10. Now coming to the mileage part, which is the most crucial thing that people look when they are buying cars. So if we talk about the mileage, the company claims about 24.39 kilometers to a liter, which is actually astonishing, and people have got more than 20 kilometers to a liter within the city with the manual variant. And as far as mileage goes, we will rate it 9 out of 10. Now let's come to the feature part of it. Now, since the Alto is one of the most loved cars in the segment and people are buying it on a daily basis and it is just selling like hotcake, so obviously the car has to have some features. Now if we talk about some features, first of all, you have a touchscreen over there, you have a semi-digital instrument cluster that looks good, it's got 6 airbags as standard as of now, and if we talk about other features, power window, it has got power steering, and you have everything that you need in a budget hatchback. And we're going to rate it 5 out of 10 as far as the feature goes in the Alto K10. Now let's talk about the most important thing, that is the safety. So if we talk about the global NCAP rating, now the Alto gets a 2-star safety rating for adult occupant and gets a 0 safety rating for child occupant. So as far as safety goes, the car is not up to the mark, and we are going to give it a 5 out of 10 because obviously you have 2-star rating. So if like you have an accident at a low speed, there might be a possibility that you will be safe, but if it's a high speed crash, then I'm really sorry, I don't think the car will be able to survive. So coming to the car number 2 is the Renault Kwid, and if we talk about the price bracket of it, well, it starts at 4.77 lakh and goes all the way up to the 6.5 lakh rupees mark, which is the ex-showroom price. Again, a very affordable hatchback, and this is basically a car that is designed to look like an SUV, though it's a small hatchback, but it has that SUV stance in them, so it looks kind of good, and it is obviously feature loaded. So let's start off with the engine. It gets the same 1-liter engine just like the Alto. It's a 3-cylinder engine. If we talk about the power figures, now it produces a little more power than the Alto. It's a naturally aspirated engine. It gets about 68 PS of power and 91 Nm of peak torque. Now if you made this engine to a manual gearbox, it is fantastic, but the AMT gearbox on the Kwid is not that great. So we'll be giving the engine a 7.5 out of 10 on the Kwid. Now if we talk about the mileage, the company claims about 22.3 kilometers to a liter. Now that is, again, you will get it with the manual version. The AMT version, I mean, we had the AMT version for a long time when we drove it. In city, it gave us somewhere between 16 to 17 kilometers to a liter. So the manual one makes more sense, and we will be giving it an 8 out of 10 for the mileage settings. Now coming to the feature list of the Kwid. Now it looks good at the front. It gets a LED DRL, it gets halogen light, it gets a mix and match of LED and halogen on the tail light as well. And if you come to the inside, obviously it gets a 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system. It gets a digital cluster, a full digital cluster. Though the cluster is not very advanced, it is a digital cluster. As I mentioned, it has an SUV-like stance, and it gets an AMT gearbox, as I mentioned, which is not that great. So as far as features concerned, you have power window, power steering, you have steering mounted controls as well. So we are going to give it a 6 out of 10 as far as feature goes. Now if we come to the safety rating, well, this is worse than the Alto. It gets a 1-star safety rating, and it gets like 1 star for child and adult. So I think, again, at a low speed crash you will be safe, but if it's a high speed crash, then we are really sorry, the car is not up to the mark. And just for this, we'll be giving it a 2-star safety rating because it's just got 1-star safety for adults as well as children. Now coming to the third car, which is the newly launched Tata Tiago. We just drove the car, fantastic car. They have just completely changed the car. So let us quickly start off with the price. 4.7 lakh rupees is what it starts at and goes all the way up to the 8.55 lakh rupee mark. Now these are the ex-showroom prices. Now if we talk about the engine on the Tiago, the new one gets the same engine. That's a 1.2-liter naturally aspirated engine. If we talk about the power, 85 PS of power and 113 Nm of peak torque, with it's the most powerful out of the 3 cars that I have told you. Where you also have CNG, you have have electric and you have like almost every powertrain. Now the CNG variant is the only variant that gets an AMT gearbox in this segment, which is kind of sluggish, but you do get an AMT gearbox with this. So as we spoke about the engine, so it is the most powerful car out of the three lists. So we'll be giving it an 8.5 out of 10. Now, if you talk about the mileage, the company claims about 19.1 to 20.1 kilometers per liter, which is okay. It's not that great because we are driving it in the city, and in city conditions, you will be getting about say 14 to 15. That's with the manual version, and just because of that, we'll be giving it a 6.5 out of 10 because the other cars that we spoke give a little more mileage than this. If you talk about the features, now the Tiago is filled with features. Now let's start off with the front end. You get LED lights, new DRLs. You got a new bumper. If you go to the back, a new tail light housing is there. You have new bumpers at the rear. You get new set of alloy wheels with that, which looks good. If you move on to the inside, you get a new screen, a new cluster. And one thing about the cluster, well, if you buy the base variant, you might not get the full screen that is there, the infotainment system, but you will get the same little cluster that you get on the top end variant, and you can connect Bluetooth with it and play music as well. So how cool is that? Let us know in the comment section. And other features include like a new steering wheel and a couple of other fabric upholstery, and they have also used 20% recycled materials on the pillars and on the body cladding as well. So as far as the feature list goes, I am going to give it a 9 out of 10 because yes, for the car of its size and that segment, it is loaded with features. And now let's come to the safety part of it because Tata is known for their safety ratings. So the Tiago gets about 4-star safety rating. Now this is not for the new one, this is for the previous generation one. Now the new one has not gone through a safety rating, but the previous one gets a 4-star safety rating for the adult and a 3-star safety rating for the child occupant. And just because of this, we are going to give it an 8 out of 10. So yes, if you're planning to buy a car that is under 5 lakh rupees, you can consider these three cars, and right now we have evaluated out of 10. We talked about the engine, we talked about the mileage, and we talked about the safety rating and the features. So here's a chart. You can have a look for yourself and you can judge the cars accordingly, and this is the rating that we had to give. So I hope you like this video. I hope this video was informative, and in this series we'll be telling you about other cars in other segments also, and we'll be evaluating them out of 10. So if you have any car that you want us to evaluate, let us know in the comment section and we will get back to you on that. Until then, if you like this video, do give a thumbs up, share and subscribe to all our social media channels. I will see you in the next video very soon.